What is going on, everyone? We are back in Trey Cash's career in Madden 17. Back with the New York Jets. We are 1-1 in the preseason so far. We're going to be going through week 3 and 4 in this episode. We'll see what the final roster looks like, and we'll hopefully be able to have enough XP to upgrade a few of Trey's attributes, which, speaking of that, we're going to try and earn ourselves some more XP here as we are doing another offensive drill, and this one not going to be a gold as we throw the interception there on the second to last opportunity. So regardless of this pass, we have earned a silver and 800 XP.
Hey, you know what, man? That was pretty dang good. And you know what's really scary? It gets me even more excited. We're only scratching the surface of our potential. This team has so much talent. So just keep pushing, and we're going to get to that next level.
And I certainly hope so. I do think as well this Jets team has a lot of talent. And I think we've seen some glimpses of that in the first couple weeks of the preseason. And we'll look to turn it up, hopefully an extra notch here in these last 2 weeks. As week 3, we are going to be taking on the New York Giants. We will have the ball first, and on 2nd and 10, Trey looking for his first completion, and he's going to find it. Devin Smith down the left side. This is a speedy wide receiver, and he's showing it off here as he is almost going to go the distance, but caught at the 2-yard line, 73 yards. On the first completion of the game, now we try to finish this drive off. Trey dropping back with the throw. It's off the lineman, but it's up in the air, and it's going to be caught by Anua. Unbelievable play there, as I believe we threw it right off of our lineman's shoulder. It goes up in the air. Anua catches it, and we have a 7-0 lead. Giants can't do anything on their drive. Matt Forte here on 1st and 10, going to take a 3-yard carry, as that was a quick drive for the Giants as well. So hopefully we'll be able to get a few more drives in this game, as we did not really get a lot of opportunities to play in the first 2 weeks of the preseason, as that ball is going to be dropped by Marshall. So 3rd and 7, looking to keep this drive going. Trey with the deep ball, and it's going to be incomplete. A little bit too far out there for Anua, as we've kind of taken a step back here. 2 for 5 now in this first quarter, as here Eli going to go with a long pass to Rashad Jennings for a touchdown, and we're going to get the ball back still, though, with a lot of time. Under 9 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Trey going to throw. He's going to find Devin Smith, and that is going to be a catch and an extra 15 yards. Face mask penalty there, as we will take this all day. Leon Hall going to be called. That's going to bring us out to the 44-yard line, where we find ourselves now on 1st and 10. As Trey going to throw it here. We've got 4 wide receivers, and he is going to just dump it down to the open Anderson, and he is going to pick up 6 yards on that one. Trey now 4 of 7 for 85 yards. So looking pretty good here in this 3rd preseason game, but let's see if we can get a couple more touchdowns before we leave the game, as Trey here going to step up on that slant route. Brandon Marshall with the catch, and that is going to get Trey closer to 100 yards here in this quarter. Now 1st and 10. It's another throw, and it's going to be Trey standing in the pocket. He's going to throw it and just gets that one to Anderson. Could have been knocked down, but it's going to find its way through the defender's arm, or by his arm, and in the hands of the receiver. Now 1st and 10. Let's go to Matt Forte, and he's going to have the nice juke move there, but not actually going to work, as he has just 3 yards on 2 carries. As now it is going to be 2nd and 10. Trey under center. We're going to go back to the air here. He is going to take that 2-step drop, throw it to the end zone, and nearly caught. Anua had it in his hands, had the body there in front of the defender, but cannot bring it down. So 3rd and 10 now. Play action. Trey dropping back, quick throw, and he's going to find Brandon Marshall. Beautiful throw right there from Trey, as he takes a step, sees the receiver, commits to the throw, and it is going to be a completion to the big man out there, Brandon Marshall. Now 1st and goal. Forte with the run here, going to get it down to the 3-yard line, as we're on the doorstep of the end zone, and let's see if we can finish off another drive. Trey looking for the touchdown, and he is gonna find it. Brandon Marshall on the slant takes the hit, but still falls into the end zone, and that would actually be our last drive of the game, and we end up holding on for the win, 35-23. So I would consider that a very successful 3rd preseason game for Trey and the Jets. And looking at the numbers here, 8 takeaways for the Jets. Apparently the story of the game here, as the Giants actually had the edge in the yardage, but 8 turnovers for the Giants. You are not going to win any game when you turn the ball over 8 times. But look at Trey today, 8 of 12 for 131, 2 touchdowns. Fitzpatrick, 13 of 26 for 127, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Powell goes 22 for 97. Looks like he's a little dinged up. Hopefully that's not a serious injury. Fitzpatrick had 7 carries for 13 yards. And then Forte, 3 for 5. Receiving, Bostic this week, 6 for 80 and a touchdown. Devin Smith, 2 for 77. Had that long 73-yarder to start the game. 5 for 47 for Anderson. And it looks like a bunch of guys are going to pick up 1 catch. Quincy Anua, 1 for 2 and a touchdown. We have some cuts after week 3 here. We're going to release Miles White, Nick Marshall, Jeremy Butler, and Tanner Purdom, as nothing really surprising there. None of those guys really had a serious shot at making the team. So now on to week 4, final preseason game, final tune-up before we get to the real deal, and one more practice for the preseason. In this one, hopefully we can earn ourselves 1,000 XP with that gold. So one more play here is the receiver coming in motion. Trey dropping back, looking. We have the receiver. I'm just waiting for him to get open. There it is. It's Hakeem Nicks, and he's going to end the end zone, and we have the gold.
All right, man, let's go. Bring it in tight. All right, let me tell you something. Championship teams have one thing in common: great practice habits. Today was a great practice, and if we do that every day, there's no reason we can't win a championship.
I don't know if any of you noticed it, but that last pass went to Hakeem Nicks. Hakeem Nicks was not on the team last week, so he is on the team now. And I understand the game has to do it this way for a reason, but I don't particularly like that they make the cuts at the start of week 4. So even before we've played our final game, the final cuts have been made. So it's kind of been spoiled a little bit. So we might as well just look at them now so we can see that the Jets have signed quite a few guys to their practice squad. No really big names coming out there except for Bryce Petty, although hopefully he should never see the field. Peak did not make the team. He's going to be signed to the practice squad. Julian Stanford is released. Ronald Martin Jr., Bauman, still no really big names. Robbie Anderson had one big game during the preseason. He's going to be cut, but then here is the signings. Hakeem Nicks is going to be signed. Hackenberg gets released, and then Dwayne Bowe is going to be signed. So the Jets, which I actually like this move because Bowe and Nicks are 2 veteran wide receivers that hopefully should provide us with a little bit more stability at the position because we have the injury to Decker. So we have Marshall and Anua. I had talked at the beginning of the preseason who was going to be that 3rd wide receiver that steps up, whether it was Devin Smith or some of the other options, but it's actually a pretty nice welcome here as they bring in 2 veteran receivers who got cut by other teams, and hopefully now they can help provide us with some more threats out there on offense. As we get into this final game of the preseason, it's going to be Anua catching that first pass for 9 yards. Now 2nd and 1, it's going to be Matt Forte. He's going the opposite direction he needs to, losing 2 yards on that one. Actually losing 3. They only give him credit for 2, but now 3rd and 4, Trey looking to keep the drive alive, and he is going to be hit as he throws. Luckily, that one was not intercepted, but it's going to be a quick 3 and out. And just as quickly as our drive ends, the Eagles' drive ends as they turn the ball over. So we have it here at the 15-yard line, looking to capitalize. Trey play action to his left, going to throw to the corner of the end zone, and it's going to be Anua, but he cannot get both feet in bounds. I think he got at least one in, but can't get the second one. So 2nd and 10 here, back to the 15-yard line. Forte is out there on the left side of the line. He's coming across, and Trey looking. He's going to go over the top. He's going to find Austin Safarian-Jenkins, and he is going to pick up all of 3 yards there on that play. So it is going to be a 3rd and long here. Trey looking to get 7 points off of this turnover. He takes a snap, steps up in the pocket, going to throw to Marshall coming across the middle, and he is going to be stood up there, but I think he picked up the first down, as now we have it 1st and goal here, as Trey is going to be throwing it here once again. Forte is going to come out of the backfield. We're going to keep an eye on him as he comes out, and yep, we're going to have him there. We're going to go to a Matt Forte with the catch in stride, and no, stopped at the 1. Put your arm out, Forte. Could have had the touchdown there, but instead it is now 3rd and goal. Last opportunity here. Can we get into the end zone? As this a pretty long drive for just starting at the 20-yard line, and Forte not even close, stood up. Actually, it's Powell there, loses 3 yards, and we are forced to settle for the field goal. So 3-0 game. The Eagles with it now. Rookie Carson Wentz in the game, and he is leading a drive for the Eagles, but it is going to end in a 53-yard field goal. So the Eagles tied up here, 1st and 10 now. We got 4:40 left in the first quarter, and Trey, no one's open here. Nice coverage sack as we are going to be forced to just go down there. As I haven't even mentioned the fact that both teams are wearing these awful, awful, ugly jerseys. Just thought we'd throw it on there for the final preseason game. But look at this. Brandon Marshall, he don't care what he's wearing. Beats his man on the press. We find him, and he is going to go the distance. Brandon Marshall with the touchdown, and that would be our final throw of the preseason. So a nice way to go out, and we get the win as well, 26-17. So we are going to end the preseason 3-1. And looking at the numbers, it was domination in that one for the Jets. We have 3 takeaways. We did turn the ball over twice, but still, we get the victory. And looking at the stats from this final game, another good game from Trey. He goes 5 of 7, very efficient there, 103, and a touchdown. Fitzpatrick 11 of 20 for just 97 yards. That is his worst performance of the preseason by far. Powell goes for 134 and a touchdown. Forte 3 carries for no yards. Didn't get a lot of work in the preseason, but definitely will when we head to the regular season. Marshall 2 for 88 and a touchdown. Otherwise, no one really did anything too special in this one. Fortunately, the cuts, I guess, were made before the game because no one really stood out. And then looking at the final numbers from the preseason, Fitzpatrick goes for 604 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Trey 365. 4 touchdowns, and most importantly, no interceptions. Also, we only got sacked 1 time, so that is pretty good news as far as the offensive line goes, as they were able to take care of us pretty well. And now we move into the regular season, and in week 1, we're going to be hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, at the start of the next episode, we are going to have to set our season goal. That's something new that they added this year, where you can earn XP depending on how big of a goal you set. So we have the yards or touchdown passes option. So we'll have to decide what we want to shoot for at the start of the next episode. But the last thing we're going to do here is spend some XP. We have 4,400, nearly 4,500 XP. You can see throwing power, obviously pretty expensive, but the short, medium, and deep accuracy, actually those are pretty expensive too, but we already have a 92 short accuracy, 87 medium, and 84 deep accuracy, which is not too bad at all. Throw in the run, play action, and carry definitely could use some work. But I think for this XP, since it is kind of free XP, I'm going to put 1 in deep accuracy because I want to get that a little bit better. And then with the remaining 1757, I'm going to put 1. Let's see, do we put 2? No, we just put 1 into throw on the run. I believe we put 1 into play action, and then we'll hold on to the remaining XP. So those are the kind of the attributes I want to focus on. Obviously the accuracies, but also looking here, agility isn't that expensive, and speed isn't necessarily that expensive, even acceleration. So considering our throwing attributes are pretty good already, we could possibly save up some XP and spend it to make Trey a little bit quicker. Not necessarily that we're going to become a scrambling QB. Obviously, we can't do that. That's way too expensive. But we can make him maybe just a little bit more agile in the pocket. That'll help a little bit as we are pretty slow as it stands. But there we go. That is the preseason. Trey now moves into his first regular season in the NFL, and we're going to have our first game next time against the Bengals. Make sure you do not miss that one. If you enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and give it a like. I'd really appreciate it, and subscribe to see any future videos that I make. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.